Hey guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday for October 2nd, 2012. Before we get started, I'm kind of thirsty. That's pretty good. Now, before you ask, this isn't the Bootlegs English Bitter, the beer that I made during my all grain video. I had wanted to do a beer review on that because, as I said, it was a third place winner in a local beer competition. But last night I came down to tap a glass after dinner and I ended up kicking the keg. So we won't be doing a review on that one, but I do have two brews going on right now. This is just a not so bad cheap commercial beer. Happens to be my brother's favorite, so got a 30 pack of it in the fridge for whenever he stops down. The other day I was over at my homebrew supply store and I remembered to take my camera along. I talked to the manager and she was kind enough to let me film it, and I'll show you guys the footage of that in just a second. Now, I did make one huge mistake. At the end of the clip I called them austinhomebrew.com. That's really not their name, it's keystonehomebrew.com. The reason I made the mistake was it was a Saturday morning. The place was like absolutely packed and I was trying to show as much of the store without actually getting anybody in the video clip who didn't want or know that they were being filmed. So check out this clip. Alright guys, just a quick look around my local homebrew supply store. Over here we have wine corks and stoppers. Got test tubes, Edemeyer flasks, all kinds of ingredients, sanitizers and cleaners down here. Back here we have all the pre-packaged all grain kits. There's an extra special bitter, an English pub ale, a nut brown ale. All the way back here we have all the wine kits. Right, a lot of wine kits. We come around the corner. We've got carboys, 3 gallon, 5 gallons, 6.5 gallons, and look at that. You even have neon lights to go with it. All right, walk around the corner. And malt extracts. I mean, rows and rows and rows of malt extracts, dry extracts down at the bottom. So, and as you can see, the store is actually pretty big. They got just about everything you can think of. And if you want, check them out on the internet at austinhomebrews.com. Okay, what you think, guys? Now, I don't know all of their names, but I do have all their business cards. And they're a wonderful group of guys. I mean, everybody that works there, basically all they do is they eat, sleep, and drink homebrew. They know beer, they know wine, they know their ciders. They run like a beer club, and they have their own competitions. They not only do they have the wine kits that you have seen, they've started getting fresh pressed grape juice, domestic and international. From France and Italy, California. This year they have fresh apple cider, and Saturday when I was at the store, the guy reminded me that they are taking pre-orders for their apple cider. They have sweet cider, sour cider, and their most popular is a blend. Apparently the best ciders come from like a 60-40 mix of sweet and sour. But anyway, the guys who work there and the ladies, they're all really nice people. You've got Jason. I'm not going to say their last names, but you have Jason, you've got Josh, you have Judy, Justin, Pat, and Jeremy. I'll put their phone number up on the bottom of the screen. If any of you guys are in the, I'm sorry I don't have a 1-800 number, but if any of you guys are located in the United States and you've got a question on brewing or cleaning or sanitizing, anything like that, feel free to give them a call, even if you don't buy anything from them. They are more than happy, oh, excuse me, they're more than happy to answer your questions. Okay, and this is their new store, by the way. They just recently, as of say, 4 months ago, moved into this store, and it's like literally 3 times the size. The clip that you just saw doesn't really show it, give it any kind of justice, because that was only like one little corner of the store. But I mean, literally, I could spend 3 hours there and not be bored. Just stand there and look at the neon lights and all the beer kits, and kind of drool like Homer Simpson. Anyway, so it turns out that this little bar build project of mine turned into like a family project. Mrs. Brewing with Bill went out, and she said no bar can be complete without gambling, so she bought me a slot machine. So, gambling, and my stepdaughter reached into her McDonald's Happy Meal and gave me a barmaid. So, we've got beer, gambling, and ladies to look at. I guess this is really turning into a real bar. Anyway, really what I wanted to talk about this week, guys, the little yeast experiment that I was doing. I know, they say you're not supposed to make a yeast starter with dried yeast, because they've got emulsifiers in there to help them wake up, kick off the fermentation process and all that. And well, never say can't. It's the only way I can put it. I decided to give it a try, because honestly, everybody likes to homebrew, but everybody likes to save a little bit of money too. So what I did was I made a yeast starter 24 hours before I pitched the yeast, and I used the exact same wort that my homebrew beer was, and that was really easy. I don't have a wort chiller, so I let it cool down in the pot. I dump it in the fermenting bucket. I throw in an airlock. I let it cool down naturally overnight. So it was very easy for me to steal, 1,000 milliliters of it and cool it down in an ice bath in the sink. And what I got was this. Okay, you can see the yeast on the bottom of that. And what I did with this, before I pitched it into the bucket, I filled up this little tiny mason jar, which is clean and sterilized, of course, and I put it in the refrigerator. I pitched the rest of the yeast. And I mean, are you supposed to make a starter or not? I don't know, but that was the first batch that caused my first ever blowout. I've never had an airlock get jammed before, but I woke up, checked in the morning. I checked the brew. It was like 2 days after I pitched my yeast. The airlock was full of foam with about this much yeast sediment in the bottom of the airlock, and I don't have plastic tubing laying around to make a blow-off hose, so I had to add a little Fermentess foam reducer. And naturally, I cleaned and re-sterilized the top of the lid and the airlock, and it's been going beautifully since then. My second batch of beer is just a simple kit. It's a Muntins kit. I do have a fair amount of downtime, but not enough time to run all grains, back to back, or certainly not 2 in 1 week. I've never used the Muntins brand before. I've used every Cooper's kit except their IPA. So with the kit, all I did was I followed the instructions. I used the can, and you know, they say a kilogram of dextrose. Well, I use 2.5 pounds of dextrose. Now I know you can use dry malt extract, liquid malt extract. You can do the 5 and 7 method that Craig Tube's big on. 500 grams of dry malt extract, 700 grams of dextrose. You can dry hop it. You can make a hop tea. I mean, like literally, there's dozens of different ways you can throw these kits together. And I mean, we've all done, you know, every way anyway. But since it was the first time I've ever used a mutton skit, it happens to be a Mexican cerveza, I figured I just want to see what the kit tastes like without any enhancements. So I made a yeast starter again, right? Standard dry malt extract. I took this, decanted some of the liquid off, mixed up the yeast into a slurry, poured that into the yeast starter. This morning when I was mixing up the kit, before I dumped the starter into the beer, well, naturally I filled this up again, and what that gave me, a little bag of yeast here, guys, what that gave me was an extra backup packet of yeast. Okay, this is the yeast that came with the kit, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but I wrote the date that I bought the yeast on it. So if the yeast starter doesn't work, the yeast finally dies out, I get a stuck fermentation, all I have to do is reach into my bag of yeast and grab the latest date, and I can save my brew without making another trip to the brew store right away. Now, what I want to do with the yeast is to see a couple of things. How many batches I can get out of the yeast by using a starter and you know, cultivating or growing more yeast each time, and ultimately to see how much money I can save. Since I made this second batch this morning, the kit, my total savings so far are $5.50. Next batch will be $11, then $16.50, $22, so on and so on. I'm also interested to see how long the yeast will stay viable in the refrigerator. This fridge is set at 38 degrees. I mean, I heard it only lasts like 2 weeks. I've heard it only lasts a month. I've seen Northern Brewer on YouTube do like a party guile mix of you know, 2 beers from the same mash, and he was using a yeast that was probably 3 or 4 months old. So I'm interested to see how that goes too. Okay, and let's see. In order to try to save even a little more money, I've stopped buying my hops for $3 an ounce from the homebrew supply store, and I started ordering them. I don't know if you call it wholesale, from YakimaValleyHops.com. I've got this packet right here. This is an 8-ounce, half-pound packet in a outrageously sealed volt pack. This was $6 US for 8 ounces. And got about 3 ounces of Fuggle hops left over. I really do enjoy Fuggle hops. I think you know, taste and aroma wise, are probably my favorite hops. Yeah, I mean, for aroma and flavor, not my favorite for bittering. But yeah, Yakima Valley hops. I don't know about the international shipping, but as long as you live in the States, you can order up to 4 pounds of hops, pay $6 shipping and handling. And I mean, even those Atoms that I bought, 8 ounces of hops for $6. $6 would get me 3 ounces of hops from my brew store, and basically I'm getting 5 ounces for free. And I mean, if you're only going to order half a pound or a pound of the hops, you know, $6 shipping and handling might still be a little too steep, but you bite the bullet, you order 2, 3, you know, even 4 pounds, $6 in shipping and handling, you don't really feel. Now, the only other way that I could save even more money is to grow my own hops. Norfolk Hillbilly, he's got honestly a shitload of hops. He's posted videos recently showing how his hop haul and how to, you know, to dry them out. And Jason Davies, he got a bunch of free hops. He's had a video showing him how to dry them out. A bunch of other guys. I mean, honestly, if I could get my hands on some hop rhizomes, I mean, I can do the research on the internet, figure out how to grow these things, you know, get a 18-foot tall trellis or something like that. I'd go hog wild. I'd probably turn my entire backyard into, like, you know, one huge hop field. I'd probably have like 20 plants growing. Alright guys, so since I've got 2 brews that are going now, I will try to do a review on both of them, both the All Grain American IPA and the Muntins Mexican Cerveza kit when they're done. I'll try. My brother comes over to use the bar quite a lot. Beer doesn't stick around as long as it used to, but I mean, honestly, that's why we make it anyway. I also plan on doing a few more beer reviews. I'm going to get another mixed 6-pack of specialty beers I've never tried before. I'll get those videos up for you guys, you know, as time permits. I'd like to say thank you to all my recent subscribers. You know, every day or every other day, every 3 days when I check my my channel ratings, when my subscriber numbers keep going up, it makes me feel good. All right. Don't forget to like the videos, comments. I love reading the comments. Actually, it's my favorite part of making videos is the comments that you guys post. And I mean, honestly, comments don't even have to have anything to do with my videos, although it would be nice. You know, even if you just say hi, thanks for the comments anyway. But this video is running a little long, and I know we all have things to do. So as always, I hope your week this far has been good, guys. I hope the rest of your week is even better. Take care of yourselves. Cheers. 17.